إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد واهتدى ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل وغوى اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا وبذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والجار ذي القربى والجار الجنب والصاحب بالجنب وابن السبيل وما ملكت أيمانكم إن الله لا يحب من كان مختالا فخورا. My dear brothers and sisters, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah, he has reported on the authority of an Ansari Sahabi, Ansari companion of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says that I went out, I set out to meet Allah's messenger. So I found Allah's messenger somewhere in Medina. So he was standing and talking to a person, a stranger person. So he kept on talking with him, and the person he kept on talking to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam he kept on listening him. Fajalastu. So I thought he might have some important issue to discuss with Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fajalastu. So I sat there waiting for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says that Wallahi laqad qama Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam hatta ja'altu arsila. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam he kept on standing and listening that person so long that I felt sorry for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that person is not giving him rest, so he has to listen him, he has to stand for that person for a long time. Hatta ja'altu arsila, so that I felt sorry for Nabi alayhi salam. So after a long time, that person he left, he went away. So I approached Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna hadha ar-rajul laqad qama bika, that this person made you stand for a long time until I felt sorry for you. Who was he? So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Atadri man hadha? Do you know who was he? I said no. He said, Haza Jibreel. So this was Jibreel. The angel came in human form. Ma zala Jibreel yusini bil jar hatta zanantu annahu sayuwarrisu. So long, so repeatedly Jibreel advised me. He kept on talking me about the importance of the rights of neighbors, the rights of your neighbors. Hatta zanantu annahu sayuwarrisu, till I realized that he may make the neighbor an inheritor in your wealth, in your property. So I feared that he may make the neighbor inheritor in your property. And then he said, Ama annaka law sallamta alayhi laraddahu alayk. If you have come and greeted Jibreel, he would have replied you, he would have answered you. So this hadith, beautiful hadith, highlights the high position and high status and the status and the rights of neighbor according to Islamic teaching. what right and status a neighbor has in the religion of Islam. Though neighbors are not our relatives, they are not our kids and kin, but they are not less than them. Though they have no share in our property, but even then their status is very close to relatives. And this hadith is also reported by Sayyida Aisha radiallahu anha and some other Sahaba, that مَا زَالَ جِبْرِيلُ يُوصِينِي بِالْجَارِ حَتَّى ظُنَنْتُ أَنَّهُ سَيُوَرِّثُ. And look at the verse of Quran. Allah says, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. What beautiful style of Quran. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا, and join no partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his worship. This is 1/3 of the whole message of deen, the whole message of Quran, 1/3. Sulusul Quran, that worship Allah alone and associate no partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How repeating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has discussed the issue. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ وَلَوْ أَشْرَكُوا لَحَبِطَ عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ لَئِنْ أَشْرَكْتَ لَيَحْبَطَنَّ. Too many verses. And my dear brother, even then there are some people who believe that this ummah is immune from shirk. This ummah has a guarantee that do whatever you do, you will never be considered a mushrik. Why that Allah? Why Allah has discussed this issue repeatedly in Quran? Why Allah have advised us in every surah that وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِشَيْئًا, worship Allah alone and never associate part. If there is no danger of shirk in this ummah, then why Allah has repeated this message? Why Allah has said to his prophet that وَلَقَدْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ وَإِلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ لَإِنَّ أَشْرَكْتَ لَيَحْبَطَنَّ عَمَلَكَ. O Muhammad sallam, if we have revealed to you and to all prophets, لَإِنَّ أَشْرَكْتَ لَيَحْبَطَنَّ عَمَلُكَ, that if you have committed, we would have destroyed all of your deeds. All of your deeds would go in vain if you committed shirk. If this ummah has no fear of shirk, then why Allah has mentioned these ayat in Quran? Nabi Sallam had advised his Sahabi, O my friend Mu'adh ibn Jabal, that La tushrik billah wa in qutilta wa hurriqt. O my friends, O my Sahabi, never commit shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though people kill you or burn you alive. Even then you should not associate part with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So some people, they teach people that this ummah has no fear of shirk. So what is shirk then? If we call dead people for help, if we prostrate to our shuyukh, our mashayikh, our peer, and if we prostrate to graves, they say it is not shirk. Then what is shirk then? Is it shirk only to call Wat and Suwa and Yahus and Yahuk? And is it shirk only to call Lat and Manat and Uzza and Hubal? If a person calls Jesus for help, you say mushrik. And if he calls Prophet Muhammad sallam for help, you say we are believer. So what is shirk, my dear brother? So this is the first message of Quran. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Save yourself from shirk. Nabi Islam says, الشِّرْكُ فِيكُمْ أَخْفَى مِنْ دَبِيبِ النَّمْلِ. Shirk will enter, الشِّرْكُ فِي أُمَّتِي. Shirk will enter into my ummah, أَخْفَى مِنْ دَبِيبِ النَّمْلِ. Very secretly, more secretly than the creeping of an ant. More secretly than the creeping of an ant. People, they will commit shirk and they will think they are believers. These ahadith, too many ahadith. Why people, they are misguiding people that you can never be called mushrik. Do whatever you want. This is misguidance, my dear brother. Allah says, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and never associate partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is 1/3 message of Quran. And then, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, and be kind and good to your parents. This is next message. After Allah's worship, next message to be kind to your parents. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ. Whenever Allah mentions His worship, next command is to be kind to your parents. To be anishkurli wali walidik. Be thankful to me and to your parents. This is, they have high status in Islam. Parents. Ridallahi fi ridal walid wa sukhtullahi fi sukhtil walid. The pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the pleasure of your father. And the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the displeasure of your father. And in other hadith, ridal rabbi fi ridal walidain wa sukhtul rabbi fi sukhtihima. The pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the pleasure of your parents, mother and father. If they are happy with you, you must be assured that your Lord is too happy with you. And if they are angry, if you are mistreating them, if you are shouting at them, if you are ignoring them, if you are not serving your parents, then be sure your Lord is too angry with you. You can never enter paradise. There are too many ahadith on this issue that salasatun la yadkhuluna al-jannah. 3 kinds of people can never enter paradise. Who is the first? Al-aaqu li walidayhi, who is a disobedient child to his parents, who disobeys his parents. So we are not allowed to disobey our parents except in one matter. وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. If they compel you to commit shirk with Allah, then you should not obey them. Only in one matter. If they say, call so and so other than Allah, if they say worship other than Allah, if they say go and prostrate to so and so grave and so pir and sheikh, فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا, never obey them. وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. Even then, be nice to them, even though your parents are mushrik. Even though they are mushrik, we are not allowed to be harsh and rude to our parents. Look at Ibrahim alayhi salam. His father Azar was a mushrik who used to make stones and idols and used to sell it out in market. He was a big mushrik, his father Azar. But how he is talking to his father, Ya abati lima ta'abud ma la yasma wa la yubsir. How oh my beloved father, in a very humble way he is talking to his father. So this is the next command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. And my dear brother, if we succeed to make our parents happy, then inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the way of Jannah very easy for us. They are door to paradise. If both are alive, our 2 doors to Jannah are open for us. And if one has died, one is alive, one door has closed, the other is still open for us. We can enter into Jannah. There is no need to go out to look for Jannah. The door to paradise is open from our own home. That door is open even in our own home. Even our parents, our mother or father are mushrik, are kafir, non-Muslim. Even then we are ordered to be kind to our parents. So this is second commandment. And then وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى, and be kind to your relatives. We have discussed this issue. وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينَ, and to orphans and needy people. And then وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى, and be kind to your relatives, to your neighbors who are relatives. There are 3 kinds of neighbors. وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى, those who are neighbors and also our relatives. Those who are neighbors. So my dear one brother has blocked the road. The car number is X354ARY, Ford Kia. So I request brother to go and red color brother who has this car, who is the owner. I request him to go out and to clear the way, brother. So وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ. There are 3 kinds of neighbors. First and foremost and the most important, who is your neighbor and also a Muslim and also your relatives. He enjoys three status, three positions. Your neighbors, a Muslim, as well as your relatives. And unluckily the most neglected kind of neighbor. Two brothers are living and sharing the same wall, neighbors but are not talking, are not in good terms. So this is the most important kind of neighbor who is your neighbor and a Muslim and also your relative. That Allah mentioned first, wal jari dhil qurba and wal jari junub, and the next kind of neighbor who are not you're not relatives. They are neighbors, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. But a Muslim, he has two status. He is your relative, he is your Muslim brother as well as your neighbor. And even the neighbor who is not Muslim, he has rights. Though he is not Muslim, as we mentioned in our last khutbah, the relative, though they are mushrik or kafir, they are your relatives. In the same way, a neighbor, whether he is non-Muslim, he is your neighbor, he has a right upon you. And being good to them is a sign of Iman. If you are nice to your neighbor, you are a believer. Nabi Sallam says, Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyuhsin ila jari. He who believes in Allah and in the day of judgment, so he must be nice to his neighbor. Falyuhsin. It means he who is not nice to neighbor, he has no belief in Allah and the day of judgment. Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyuhsin ila jari. Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyukrim dayfa. He who believes in Allah and in the day of judgment, he must be respectful to his guest. He must respect, he must show hospitality towards his guest. And وَمَنْ كَانَ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ فَلْيَقُلْ خَيْرًا أَوْ لِيَصْمُتْ. He who believes in Allah and in the day of judgment, he must speak good. Or he must keep silent. Speak good, otherwise keep silent. No need to speak any word. Because مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. Whatever you utter a word, there is an angel who is writing down every day. Everything, whatever you speak, he is writing it down. So don't utter any rude words, any word which will make you fall into hellfire. There are too many hadiths. So this is a sign of Iman. If you are nice to your neighbors, you are believers. And Sayyidina Abdur Rahman Atiq, he says that once the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came and he said, "Man ya'khudh minni ha'ulai al-kalimat, faya'malu bihin, aw yu'allimu man ya'malu bihin." Who is going to take from me these sayings, these words? Who is going to learn from me these words and he acts upon them, or teach other person who will act accordingly? So Abu Hurairah, he said that, Ana ya Rasulullah, me or Allah Messenger, teach me these words. So Abu Hurairah, he said that, فَأَخَذَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ بِيَدِي. Nabi alayhi salam, he caught my hand. فَعَدَّ خَمْسًا, and he counted 5 things. What is first? He said, the first is, اتَّقِ الْمَحَارِمِ تَكُنْ أَعْبَدَ النَّاسِ. Beware of prohibited things. Stay away from all those things which have been forbidden by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't do this one, don't eat this one, don't look at this one. Whatever has been prohibited in Deen, in Quran and Hadith, stay away from all these things. Ittaqil maharim, takun a'bad nas, and you would become the holiest man, the most worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a good worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because ibadah is, what is ibadah? Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. This is the message of prayer, that a person who prays, he stay away from all kinds of prohibition things, from all kinds of obscenity and evil deeds. A man who prays and does not refrain from, does not stay away from the obscenity and prohibited things, it means that fala salat, he has not prayed. He had not got the message of prayer. Takun a'bad an-nas. And then Nabi Sallam said, Warda bima qasam Allahu lak, takun aghna an-nas. The second message. First, count these things. First is ittaqil maharim. Stay away from all prohibited things. You will become the holiest man. The second is warda bima qasama Allah lak, and be happy and pleased with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala apportioned to you. Whatever Allah has given to you, be happy with that. Don't make any complaint. Don't look at the rich people. Unzuru ila man huwa asfala minkum. Look at those who are lower in grade to you. Don't, and be thankful. La in shakartum la azidannakum. If you will show your thanks, Allah will give you more. Don't make it. Whatever Allah has given you, be happy with that. Takun aghna nas, and you will become the most contented of men. Allah will give you qana'a, the beauty, the most beautiful ni'mah in this world. Nabi Islam says, alaysa al-ghina an kasratil arz, walakin al-ghina ghina an-nafs. The riches, the wealth is not with, if you have more pounds and dollars. The riches is if you have contentment. If Allah has given you contentment, so you are the most rich person, the richest person and wealthiest person in this world. And the second message says that وَأَحْسِنْ إِلَى جَارِكَ تَكُمْ مُؤْمِنًا, and be nice to your neighbors and do good to your neighbors. تَكُمْ مُؤْمِنًا, you would become mu'min. If you want to be mu'min, be good to your neighbors. And the fourth, he says that وَأَحِبَّ لِلنَّاسِ مَا تُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِكَ تَكُمْ مُسْلِمًا, and love for people whatever you love for your own self. Takum Muslima, you would become Muslim. And the last thing he said, that wala tuksir zihk, and don't laugh much. Don't laugh much, because you must remember your akhirah, your grave, the hellfire, the day of judgment. Wala tuksir zihk, fa inna kasrat al-dhihki tumitul qalb, because the excess of laughter, laughing much, will make your heart dead. It will make our heart dead. So remember death. Remember the day of judgment. Remember the graves. Remember hellfire. My brother, this is Iman. A believer is who respects his neighbor. A believer is who fears his neighbor. Nabi Islam says that Wallahi la yu'min. Wallahi la yu'min. وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِي لَا يُؤْمِنُ أَحَدُكُمْ. My God, in whose hand is my soul, none of you would become a believer and who sleeps at night, وَجَارُهُ يَشْبَعُ إِلَى جَنْبِهِ, and his neighbor is hungry. He goes hungry and he has filled his stomach. So he is not a believer who fills his own belly and his neighbors are hungry and he is not caring for them. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us this ni'mah. May Allah make us to be caring for our other neighbor. إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. आज के खुतबा जुम्मा का खुलासा ये है कि इस्लाम की तालीमात में अल्लाह उसके नबी के बाद और इंसानी हुकूक में से वालिदैन का मुकाम आता है। एक इंसान जो अपने वालिदैन से हुस्न सलूक नहीं करता, उस शख्स पे अल्लाह भी नाराज़ है और वो शख्स ना जन्नत का मुस्तहिक बन सकता है, कभी ना जन्नत में दाखिल हो सकता है। उसके बारे में बड़ी वाज़ेह अहादीस है। आजकल के हमारे जो बच्चे, जिनको ये मैसेज दिया जाता है कि यू आर फ्री, आपको कोई रुकावट नहीं है, आप जो चाहे करें, नहीं, बल्कि कहा फला तक़ुल लहुमा उफ़्फ़िन वला तनहरहुमा। वालिदैन ये वो अजीम मुकाम है कि इनको उफ़ भी नहीं कहा जा सकता, उफ़ भी। और उफ़ क्या है कि तुम्हें बाप कोई काम कहे या माँ कोई काम कहे और तुम वो काम तो करो लेकिन दिल में खलश महसूस करो। बाप की बात सुनकर तुम्हारी पेशानी पे शिकन पड़ जाए, कोई क्या मेरा बाप है, ये लफ्ज़ भी इतना नापसंद है कि अल्लाह ने इससे भी रोक दिया है। और वालिदैन से तलख लहजे में गुफ्तगू करना, अल्लाह ने फरमाया वख़्फ़िद लहुमा जनाहज़ुल्लि मिनर रहमा, अपने वालिदैन के सामने मोहब्बत और शफ़क़त और एहतराम से अपने पहलू को झुका कर रखो। ये शफ़क़त की अल्लाह खुद तालीम देता है। वालिदैन जब بڑی عمر کو پہنچ جاتے ہیں, بڑھاپے کو پہنچ جاتے ہیں, تو ان کا وہ عقل کا لیول وہ نہیں رہتا جو جوانی میں ہوتا ہے. ایسی باتیں ان کے منہ سے نکل جاتی ہیں, تو ان باتوں کو سن کر بھی ملال نہیں لانا, خلش پیدا نہیں کرنی, اپنی پیشانی کو شکن آلود نہیں ہونے دینا. کیوں؟ اگر وہ ناراض ہو گئے تو عرش والا بھی ناراض ہے. اس کے بارے واضح احادیث ہیں کہ رضا ربی فی رضا الوالدین, کہ اللہ کی رضا مندی کس کو نصیب ہے؟ جس کے والدین اس سے راضی ہیں. تو یہ اپنے اپنے معاملات کو دیکھیے, کیا میرا باپ مجھ سے راضی ہے؟ کیا کوئی ایسی میں بات تو نہیں کہتا جس سے میرا باپ ناراض ہوتا ہو؟ کیا میری ماں مجھ سے راضی ہے؟ کیا میں کوئی ایسی زبان سے لفظ نہیں کہتا جس سے میری ماں مجھ سے ناراض ہو؟ اور یہ بات واضح ہے, صرف ایک بات ہے, وہ شرک ہے. وَإِن جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِي مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا, اگر وہ شرک پر مجبور کرے پھر یہ بات نہیں مانی بس. لیکن وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا, لیکن دنیا کے معاملات میں اس سے حسن سلوک سے پیش آنا ہے, یہ ماں باپ کا مقام ہے. آج ہمیں دیکھنا چاہیے کہ جنت اس شخص پہ حرام ہے, لا يدخل الجنہ, وہ شخص جنت میں داخل نہیں ہو سکتا. کون؟ العاق لوالدیہ, ثلاثۃ لا ينظر اللہ الیہم یوم القیامہ ولا یزکیہم ولہم عذاب علیم. اور ایک اور حدیث میں فرمایا کہ لا یکلمہم اللہ, تین بد نصیب وہ ہیں جن سے اللہ قیامت کے روز کلام بھی نہیں کرے گا. کتنے بڑے بد نصیب ہیں, نہ ان کو اللہ دیکھے گا, نہ اللہ انہیں گناہوں سے پاک صاف کرے گا. پہلا کون ہے؟ العاق لوالدیہ, جو ماں باپ کا نافرمان ہے, اللہ اس سے ناراض ہے. وہ حدیث آپ سنتے رہتے ہیں کہ تین آدمیوں پہ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے لعنت کی اور جبریل امین نے لعنت کی. ان میں پہلا کون تھا؟ جو بڑھاپے میں ماں باپ کو پاتا ہے اور انہیں خوش کر کے جنت نہیں لے سکتا. یہ آسان جنت ہے. اگر آسان جنت چاہتے ہو, ماں باپ کی خدمت, اس سے بڑی کوئی آسان عمل نہیں ہو سکتا. تو ماں باپ کے بعد ذی القربہ, رشتہ داروں کے حقوق آتے ہیں, ان کا انسان فکر کرے. ہم نے اس پر گفتگو بڑی تفصیل سے کی ہے. اس کے بعد یتیم اور مساکین, اور پھر نیبرز, تمہارے جو پڑوسی ہیں. یہ پڑوسیوں کو اللہ نے اتنا مقام دیا ہے کہ یہ ہمارے ایمان کی علامت ہے, ہمارے اچھا ہونے کے لیے. فرمایا خیر الاصحاب عند اللہ خیرہم لصاحبی وخیر الجیران عند اللہ خیرہم لجاری. تم میں سے سب سے بہترین دوست اللہ کی نظر میں وہ ہے جس کا رویہ اپنے دوستوں سے اچھا ہوتا ہے, جو دوستوں کا اچھا دوست. وخیر الجیران, اور سب سے بہترین پڑوسی اللہ کی بارگاہ میں کون ہے؟ خیرہم لجاری, جو اپنے پڑوسیوں سے اچھا سلوک کرنے والا, وہ سب سے بہترین پڑوسی ہے. اور عبداللہ بن مسعود رضی اللہ عنہ کی حدیث ہے, ابن ماجہ میں صحیح سند سے حدیث موجود ہے کہ جاء رجل الى النبی صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم, ایک شخص آپ کے نبی علیہ وسلم, کیف ان اعلم, مجھے کیسے معلوم ہوگا, اذا احسنت و اذا اسأت, مجھے کس طرح معلوم ہوگا کہ میں اچھا ہوں یا برا ہوں. مجھے کیسے معلوم؟ سل جیرانک, یا اپنے پڑوسی کے بارے پوچھ. اگر تیرے پڑوسی تیرے بارے اذا سمعتهم یقولون احسنت, اگر تیرے پڑوسی کہیں کہ تو اچھا ہے, تو اچھا انسان ہے. اگر تیرے پڑوسی کہیں کہ تو برا انسان ہے, تو اللہ کی بارگاہ میں تو برا انسان شمار ہوگا. تو یہ تعلیمات ہیں اسلام کو, انشاءاللہ اس پر ہم گفتگو کریں گے. اللہ تعالیٰ میں اپنے احکام اس میں نہیں اور ذمہ داری کی توفیق عطا فرمائے. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى. اللهم زينا بزينة الإيمان واجعلنا هداة مهديين. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا مع الراشدين. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وأغننا بفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم اشفنا واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اغفر لجميع موتانا وموتى المسلمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله.